morning. So grateful that you're all here with us today, and thank you for those who are joining us on the live stream. Now, those of you watching Zoom, if you can see where the names are. I put my costume next to my name, so I'm going to invite you all to do that too if you can. And those who are watching the live stream, if you're dressing up today, just put it in the chat what costume you're wearing. So again, welcome on this morning. It's also our annual meeting. So we're having an abbreviated service, and then we'll take a short break and then have the annual meeting. Now, when we do have meetings and we have an abbreviated service, I like to review some of Unity history or Unity concept. So Charles and Myrtle Fillmore are the founders of Unity, and they both have remarkable stories regarding healing. Myrtle had been ill with tuberculosis. She contracted it at a young age and spent many years believing she was incurably weak and sickly. In 1886, she attended a lecture by the Christian Science metaphysician, Dr. E.B. Weeks, and heard the lecturer speak about the innate potential present in each person for divine healing through the use of affirmative prayer. She was really impacted by that statement and had a tremendous shift. And she began regularly affirming, I am a child of God, and therefore I do not inherit sickness. Now, we know that it took her 2 years for the complete healing to take place. But what's not well known is that she went away for those 2 years. Charles wasn't thrilled about that. But during that time that she was away, she immersed herself in healing. She spent many hours every day in prayer and meditation. She realized her body was a temple that housed the divine. That housed the divine. And she asked her body to forgive her for all the doubts that she had had about it, for all the negative things that she had thought about it, for all the time she didn't appreciate it and thought that it was weak and sickly. She affirmed the divinity in her body parts, her organs, her cells, and she thanked them for all that they did. She was committed to her healing, but most of all, she was committed to truth principle and knowing and affirming. She knew and affirmed without hesitation the nature of her divinity. And she affirmed that in every cell of her body. God life is in her body, she thought. And if God was in her body, then her body was perfect. Once she went home, she continued to use affirmative prayer. Charles joined her and embarked on his own healing. Now, I'd like to share a statement written by Myrtle about her healing. She said, the light of God revealed to us. The thought came to me first, that life was of God, that we are inseparably one with the source, and that we inherited from the divine and perfect Father. What that revelation did to me at first was not apparent to the senses, but it held my mind above negation, and I began to claim my birthright and to act as though I believed myself the child of God filled with his life. I gained. Others saw that there was something new in me. They asked me to share it. I did. Others were healed and began to study. My husband continued his business and at first took little interest in what I was doing. But after a time, he became absorbed in the study of truth too. We consecrated ourselves to the Lord and kept doing daily that which we felt led to do. We began to prosper a little at a time, and our health continued to improve. And that's where it all began. They continued to grow, teach healing and prosperity, And they began doing a form of energy work which people really didn't understand at the time. Now, the word health is defined as soundness, especially of the mind and body, a condition of optimal well-being, wholeness, as in all things working together. Our bodies depict our inherited body structure, past choices, family beliefs, race mind beliefs, of available resources, both while growing up and now, and the health or well-being of our environment. The body is the last part of ourselves to catch up with the mind and spiritual evolution. Now, I remember all those years ago when I started studying healing, what we were taught, and this is in the 80s, what we were taught was that illness starts with the mind, it starts with thought. And it comes through all the spiritual, mental, physical, emotional bodies before it gets to our physical body. So the last place illness shows up is in the body. It starts with a thought. So the body is the last part of ourselves to catch up with the mind and spiritual evolution. So that means if we're having a physical condition and we treat it physically, we consult with a doctor and follow orders and begin to change our mind about what's going on, begin to change our mind about who we are, begin to affirm our true identity. Know that the body is a temple of the living Christ. Charles Fillmore in Jesus Christ Heals states, health is the normal condition of humans and all of creation. We find that there is an omnipresent principle of health pervading all living things. Health, real health, is from within and does not have to be manufactured in the without. Health is the very essence of being. It is a universal and enduring as God. In Keep a True Lent, he says, God creates first in thought, and its idea of creation is perfect. And that idea exists as a perfect model upon which all manifestation rests. The human body must rest upon a divine idea in divine mind. And it logically follows that inner life, substance, and intelligence, all flesh is perfect. Now, in the Unity Guide to Healing, Connie Fillmore adds, a state of health is a condition of wholeness, completeness, entirety. Humanity is a creation in God's image, and healing is merely the bringing forth of the natural, perfect Christ that exists in every individual. So in Unity, true spiritual healing is the authority of the word, as spoken by Jesus, which we set into activity. The power of the word, which is thoughts and ideas, followed by right action. That means going to a doctor, following orders. Those things combined creates healing. Now, I want to be perfectly clear here, and we've spoken about this before. We do not engage in metaphysical malpractice. Metaphysical malpractice occurs when we use a truth teaching against ourselves or others. Metaphysical malpractice is about judgment. So if we see someone who's ill, we'll say, I wonder what they did to manifest that. No. That's metaphysical malpractice. Or something happens to us and we beat ourselves up and say, why did I manifest this? What did I do to manifest this? Again, the best thing we can do is know that we are being presented with a learning experience. That for whatever reason, this was brought into our lives so that we can learn from it and use it to grow spiritually, emotionally. We have the option of playing victim, but learning supports us in growing and evolving. Playing a victim keeps us stuck. So we do not practice metaphysical malpractice. We extend love to ourselves whenever something is coming into our life that's disturbing. We extend love to someone who's having a difficult time. Naturopathic physician Dr. James Rouse says that the biomarkers for accelerated aging, disease, and decline are reduced when under the influence of the passionate pursuit of wholeness. So that means know that you are a child of God. Know that health and healing are your birthright. Define what makes you come alive and go after it. Follow your soul's desires. It doesn't matter how old you are, how much you weigh, or how much money you have. All it takes to be whole is to start right now by loving yourself now more. Start right now by feeding your mind nurturing thoughts. Start right now by feeding your body whole, healthy, real foods, and moving your body as much as you can for as long as you can. Take joy in the ability to move and expand. So with that, I just invite you to really know the truth of who you are. And even if you're experiencing physical issues, just know that you are more than your physical issue. You are more than anything that you could experience in this physical world. You are the presence of life itself, God life. You're an expression of the divine, radiating your light and your love into the world. So I invite you now to close your eyes as we move into meditation. So just allow yourselves to become comfortable in your seats. Feel your body relaxing. Acknowledge whatever your body's feeling. Maybe you have a pain somewhere. Maybe you're uncomfortable. Maybe you're tired. Whatever it is, just allow yourself to let it be. Give yourself permission to be exactly who you are in this moment. Physically, emotionally, spiritually, mentally. Regardless of what the outer says, you are perfect. A divine expression of God. And as you allow yourself to breathe comfortably, just go deeper and allow these words of healing to resonate within you. I choose peaceful, harmonious, loving thoughts that create an internal atmosphere of harmony for the cells of my body to live in. I love every part of my body, inside and out. I give my body what it needs on every level to bring it up to optimum health and vitality. I eat nutritious foods with joy and bless every morsel I put in my mouth with gratitude. I drink lots of nature's pure water. I continually find new ways to move and exercise that are fun and easy. I think positive, creative, insightful thoughts. I am in harmony with every part of my life adventure. My body is a wonderful physical vehicle for my soul's current expression. I take loving care of it. I am nurtured and nourished. I rest well. I sleep peacefully, and I awaken with joy. My life is good, and I enjoy living. Thank you, God, for my body temple and for my unique life adventure and experience. I am mindful and I affirm my body is the living temple for the living God. I choose to experience and express radiant health now. And now I invite you to go deeper and deeper into the silence and just listen. And now I'd like you to bring to mind anyone who may be in need of prayer, all those on our Unity Spiritual Center prayer list, all those on Silent Unity. And we extend this to the wider circle of the world. We are so blessed for the awareness that we are one with God. And we know that any physical condition, anything that we are experiencing in the physical world is temporary. And we are not defined by these temporary conditions. The truth of who we are is timeless and endless and ageless. And we are so grateful for this awareness, for this truth. And now I invite you to bring your consciousness back into your body, back into the room where you are. And when you're ready, you can open your eyes. Welcome back, everyone. And I just have to say that in the chat box, Sharon wrote that I am a ceiling, and I think I'm nailing it. Sharon, you're hysterical, and it's perfect. Yes, we see your costume, and you are a ceiling. And you are a perfect expression of that ceiling.
Thank you, thank you.
So we'll get into the costumes more after the service, but right now, this is the opportunity in this service where we have the opportunity to give. So I invite you to take your gifts and hold them in your hand or visualize whatever method you use to give. And we're so grateful for the awareness and the knowledge that God is our source. and God consciousness is our supply. And we know that we are in the continued flow of divine spirit. And we open our minds and hearts to receive, and we open our minds and hearts to give. For we know as we give, we receive. There's a wonderful balance in the universe. And we maintain that flow by giving and receiving. So I invite you to bless the gifts with me, as Riley will put the.
Internet issues.
Oh, okay.
I think I got it.
Okay.
Sorry about that.
That's all right. That's fine. Okay, and I invite you all to bless the gifts with me together. Divine love as me blesses and multiplies all that I choose to give and all that I am open to receive, and I am grateful. Thank you. And thank you to those who watch the live stream. We really appreciate your joining us. And if you'd ever like to join us on Zoom, just email unity@unityspiritualcenter.org and we'll send you the links.